Hello and welcome to Awakening the Blog. Today I would like to share my impressions of the misconceptions regarding the New Age movement. As an outsider from where it was created, my relationship to it has been completely different, and I possibly can bring some insights about what it truly has given the world. Quite often I see in the social media these nasty comments about the New Agers, like putting them down or bringing to a very low level anything that has to do with the New Age movement. And I've been very close to it since the early 80s when I came to study in the USA. And having no idea about the word New Age or a New Age movement, I encountered my initial relationship through music. I was going to the music stores in Durango in Colorado where I studied, and I was for the first time seeing all these albums with the covers based in nature. I was astounded, and I said, oh, this must be quite interesting music. So I bought my album of George Winston Autumn with piano solos that were simply amazing, and I found Jean-Michel Jarre, and then I realized I've been listening to this sort of instrumental music since the 70s. Vangelis, for instance, Kitaro, and also Isao Tomita were presented to me early in the 70s. But they were not embraced under any name. They were like electronic music or just music. And then I started buying private music records, Narada records, Windham Hill records, and I was really astounded. I was really happy to find this music. It was like coming to a renaissance, coming back to nature when people were forgetting the relationship to nature. So it was like a renaissance. Not only because of the covers of the albums, but because of the type of music that was very evocative, inspirational. It was original instrumental music. It was not covers of nice tunes that were being interpreted just with instruments. It was quite nice. And then I started to relate more to the New Age movement through music. I started to discover many things, and basically my journey was through music, because when I went back to Ecuador in 1985, I started working as a DJ in a radio station, and by 1987 I was doing my own radio program, and it was called New Age, and it was a New Age music program that I conducted with two other friends that were very good in music. And then we started just noticing what happened, who it reached, and how people reacted to it. And it was really nice. I mean, it had no social level. We would reach people with no economic resources, people with middle class, people in higher class. It had no class. It just appealed to everybody. Yet here in the USA, they linked the New Age movement or the New Age music to the yuppie movement, the young urban professional movement. And you know, it was diminished by linking, connecting these two. They were saying it was connected to the hippies of the 60s, that now they were professionals and they had forgotten about the hippie movement, and they were thinking about money and living very comfortably, which there's nothing bad with that. yet it was really bad publicized. Time magazine had an article about the New Age that brought it down. Therefore, no musician wanted to be connected to the New Age movement. Stephen Halpern called the music anti-frantic music, and there were Baroque rock, or different names given, like by Chip Davis in the American Gramophone. Everybody wanted to be out of the label of the New Age because it was really badly publicized, and people bought that. That's what people do. We buy what the mass media gives us. I mean, I was watching, I don't have a TV, thank God, but I'm on vacation and I was watching the CNN news. I mean, it's the same news every 30 seconds, the same thing, like brainwashing us with the news. And the same way goes for most of the news chains. Yet I was watching the Deutsche Welle once, and oh my God, you know, they had the history of the story about a baker, a small bakery that was breaking, that was falling apart because of the industry bringing all the massive ways of doing the baking for the breads and stuff, and it was quite different and interesting. Sorry. So it's quite interesting to see the focus that the TV or radios or newspapers give to things, and the influence that has on how people think about it. In the USA, it was so badly publicized, it was so brought down, anything that has to do with New Age movement, that up to now, first of all, the New Age music basically disappeared. The real mass of the New Age music, which was created in the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, that was brought down by all this marketing and the relationship to bad things that, you know, unappreciated things. And it has come to be now like instrumental music with birds or sounds of the earth, and that was not the original music. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know, but with the research that was done, the first New Age album that was designated was an album by Tony Scott called Music for Zen Meditation and Other Joys, where he improvised with two Oriental Japanese musicians. And it was a very meditative, peaceful, maybe that's what's left of the New Age music. But then it evolved, and all the instrumental music that was original kind of fell into the New Age label. But what was really behind it? We need to understand that movements are created because they respond to an energy that's available at a certain time. And obviously the New Age was representing not just new music, but new concepts. It was bringing the East and the West together. It was when the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, when teachers like Paramahansa Yogananda, like Krishnamurti came to the West and brought all these teachings, and then Osho appeared, and so many other Oriental teachers that started to appear, and we were sort of starting to massively integrate East and West. That was the basis of Music for Zen Meditations and Other Joys by Tony Scott, the integration of East and West. And once the New Age labels were just doing instinctually or instinctively or intuitively what it came through them, and suddenly we have Narada bringing in Andean music and bringing in Celtic music and African music, and there was a music label called Celestial Harmonies that brought all these different musical styles together through the label. And it was not a commercial label, obviously, like some of the labels were. But it was interesting to find amazing music. I was able to find Carl Orff, the one who did Carmina Burana, all the works that he did for teaching music through this Celestial Harmonies label. Amazing. And then, since I was very much in contact with all the labels, because they were giving me music for the program, and I was researching about it and how it was created and all that happened and the bad press about it. You know, from the outside sometimes it's easier to see in a clearer way. And besides, by watching in my country, in Ecuador, how people of all sorts of economic possibilities just connected to the music, connected to a concept that was more holistic. Then I started to add a bigger picture to it, and I understood how important the New Age movement really is. It's related to this change of era, this change of ages that now we are living, and everybody can feel there's a major change going on. Well, this started way back, and as much as people didn't want to change, and that's how we go about when changes of consciousness happen. People at the first instance, they don't want to change because we are relatively comfortable and adapted to the ways we have learned to live in. But when we encounter this conflict that we realize it's not working anymore, then changes start happening, and there's rebellions, and people don't like it, and these conflicts start happening. Well, the same thing was this reaction to the New Age. Oh, the New Agers, all this mystical crap, and that's not so, because there's millions of people that have had mystical experiences, that have been able to open up spiritually, and spirituality is no crap. It's the essence of who we are. It's just that we have forgotten so much, and we have been disconnected by living la vida loca, that you know, that became to be nonsense. But it's not anymore. It's not anymore. And now that it's not anymore, and it's more obvious for the masses, I can go back and say about this New Age moment how important it's been. You know, when I go to a Barnes & Noble or bookstore here, and I go to the New Age section now, it's changed over the time, over the decades. But nowadays, what do I find? What kind of books? UFOs, shamanism, witchcraft, these kinds of books that maybe there's a relation. Not maybe, there is a relation, because we're talking about an integration of everything, eclectic integration of everything, syncretic integration, as you want to call it. But the idea is the integration. Shamanism, is that really New Age? That's very old age. I mean, shamanism is as old as human existence. So it's not New Age, it's rebirthing. A renaissance of shamanism has happened. Yes, Carlos Castañeda pointed out, and it helped to simulate a lot about it, you know. So it's a renaissance of shamanism. It's a renaissance maybe of understanding witchcraft at another level, without the judgmental process of the Middle Ages, where people were burned for practicing witchcraft. And there's a new understanding of all the pagan practices that are being reborn. But it's not just that. I think the basis and the essential part of the New Age movement has to do with this coming together of unity, of higher consciousness into unity from the third chakra to the fourth chakra, we need to really start understanding how we are united, how we are one. And you know, the age of Aquarius, back with Hair, the show, it was another little bit of piece of giving us, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter lies with Mars, and that kind of thing. You know, astrology, astronomy, you know that once they were one, and Hippocrates, the famous physician, used the movement of the stars to understand what's going on a person's health. And then through science they were split. Oh my God, I mean, there's so much to talk about it, and how in the West we became so influenced by the Cartesian thought of I think therefore I exist, and we started to separate the organism into parts, and then we became in the allopathic medicine, we became divided by specializing in different organs and not understanding the wholeness of humanity, the wholeness of a human being. It serves a purpose, obviously, it has great things, but it has divided human. And it comes from the Cartesian thought, which, you know, we think, but we don't exist because we think. I mean, we are more than what we think. And then, obviously, the change of way of thinking is based on this new age, the Aquarian age, as we are calling. Maybe we're not totally into the new age, we're still at the end of the Piscean age, but that's not just crap. I mean, this new age crap concept, this is very old age concepts. If you research a little bit about the Greeks, about the Hindus, and how the Greeks had this movement of ages, from the golden age to the silver age and the bronze age and the iron age, and so the Hindus had the movement from the Satya Yuga to the Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, and Dwapara Yuga. Well, not in order, but you know, there's the ages. That's not something that just we can disregard. I mean, ancient civilizations, as you can probably see by now with all that there is in the YouTube, were probably more advanced than we are. I mean, not probably, they were more advanced than we have come to be. I mean, how could the Maya have the many calendars and we only base our existence on the solar and the lunar calendar? They had a cosmic calendar. We don't have it. I mean, we are not more advanced than what they were. And so, you know, there is this way of putting down everything that has to do with the New Age, because it's been badly publicized and totally misunderstood. We need to understand that the basis of the New Age movement is integration, is becoming one, East and West, North and South. All human beings of all colors and races, we are one. And that's the basis of the New Age thought, philosophy, movement, the coming to the West of the alternative healing and all these new practices of spirituality, how important meditation has been for the Westerners, you know, and how McDonald's went to the Orient, Burger King and all this fast food. That's the influence from the West to the West has given to the Oriental world. And so we are coming together. It was amazing that I was able to perceive that it happened intuitively through the New Age music labels, that they were bringing the world together in music. And behind that, it was just the following of an energy that was falling on us, that was allowing us to get to that point. Now, you know, it's evident for most people. I mean, something's really happening, it's changing, and we are coming together because of this massive way we can get together now through the internet, which is an amazing Iranian Aquarian tool. And so I invite you to consider a different perspective and leave all the bad impressions that were given by the media. Basically in those days it was Britain, newspaper and magazines, radios, and also TV, and how they brought this New Age movement down because they were afraid of the changes it was bringing. But the changes are inevitable. They're here. They are here. And we can feel them. So we better embrace them. And let's thank to this New Age movement in the West that was able to bring the East and bring all the wonderful philosophies of the East that has that have been an amazing tool for the Westerners to connect to their inner world and to the spiritual realm. So that's just another perspective about the New Age movement that I hope it can help you see it and perceive it and be thankful to it. You know, as an outsider, I can see it clear, and I really, really appreciate all that has given in philosophy, in music, in conception of life, in bringing us together in every possible way. Thank you. Any comments and questions, you can please do them directly in the video blog at awakening.goipath.com, and I've disabled the comments in the YouTube so you can go directly to the blog and participate in this community that we are creating, and so other people can see your feedback, your comments, and that's it. See you next time.